The call came just after midnight, not the kind of call a man forgets. The elder's voice was cracked, weighted with panic. They came in trucks. They took the children. Your son is among them. The world narrowed in an instant. I could hear my own breath inside the cabin, steady, too steady, as if my body refused to panic the way my mind already had. Minutes later, another voice followed, the one I knew from a lifetime ago, my former general. We cannot intervene officially. A supply helicopter will go dark near their compound in 24 hours. Be there. No hesitation, no plea, just coordinates and silence. Their roster said 40 men, 40 armed traffickers. I calculated. 24 hours, 40 men. That's 36 minutes per man. But I knew I would only need the first. I had buried the uniform years ago, traded steel for wood, blood for sawdust. The forest was meant to keep me clean, but the past has sharp teeth, and it came back for me through my son. My hands shook when I set the phone down. Not from fear. Fear was a dead language to me. It was rage. A cold, surgical rage that spread slow, like ink in water. I thought of his small hands tugging at my shirt last week, asking me to carve him a wooden horse. I promised I'd finish it by the weekend. Now the unfinished carving sat on my table, its headless body waiting for hands that might never touch it. Betrayal tastes different when it's not personal but ancestral. This wasn't about me. This was about bloodlines, about generations, about a village that once believed men like me would keep wolves at bay. And I left. I walked away. Now the wolves had come, and they hadn't just taken the children. They'd taken mine. I didn't pack much. A blade, ammunition, a memory I'd sworn I'd never revisit. I spent the hours before the helicopter's blackout tracing patterns in my head, replaying every lesson drilled into me by war. Patterns of entry, silence before sound, the weight of breath before a kill. Externally, I was calm. Neighbors saw me splitting wood, stacking logs, as if tomorrow would be no different. But inside, I was dismantling the world brick by brick, aligning the pieces into something lethal. I mapped them. 40 men, guards, cooks, drivers, soldiers pretending to be gods. They thought their compound walls made them safe. Walls don't stop a man who already left part of his soul buried in another country. I didn't tell anyone, not the neighbors, not even my sister who sometimes checked on me. I couldn't let words weaken resolve. I trained my mind the way I once trained my body, by breaking it down until only instinct remained. And underneath the layers of wood smoke and civilian quiet, the commander in me rose again. The helicopter descended like a shadow into the tree line. No insignia, no light, just an open door and a silent nod. Inside, a crate, weapons I hadn't touched in years but knew like my own skin. I opened the folder they'd left for me, intel on the compound, satellite photos, routines, shifts. There it was, proof. My son's face, grainy, caught on a hidden lens, alive. Alive but caged. The rage inside me stilled. It didn't burn. It froze, crystallized, until it was sharper than any blade. I closed the folder and strapped on the vest. A man isn't ready for war until he accepts he might never walk away. I accepted that before the blades even lifted us off the ground. The compound was awake with noise when I arrived. Drunken laughter, music leaking into the night. I moved like I used to, low, patient, inevitable. One by one, their voices silenced. A choke here, a knife there. Guns only when necessary. 40 men. Time didn't matter anymore. Each one fell in the space of a breath. The last man was the one who mattered. Their leader. The one who thought he could own what wasn't his. I cornered him in the main room. His hands shook on the rifle he barely raised. I set my own weapon down, looked him in the eye. 36 minutes each, I said. But I'll make you remember every second. His face drained as he realized I wasn't going to kill him quickly. Death is a mercy. Truth is the wound that never heals. When it was done, I carried my son out in silence. His eyes were wide, his body trembling against my chest. But he was alive. I didn't speak on the flight back, didn't hold him tighter than necessary, didn't let relief spill through the cracks. Because relief is weakness, and weakness is what men like them feed on. I'd burned through my past to build this quiet life, but tonight proved the fire was still there, waiting. I wasn't a lumberjack, not really, not anymore. I was what I had always been, and now my son would know it too. The forest gave me peace, but the blood reminded me peace was only ever borrowed, and men like me are always forced to pay it back.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.